Nin Waabishki Meegwan, Migizi Dudem, Wabanung Singo Dawa. Let me take you to the past, to a time when the earth was young, to a time before the arrival of the white man, to a time when Turtle Island belonged to the Anishinaabe, the natives of this land. I ask that these stories be passed down from generations to generation, to be given not for our children, but for the children that we are yet to meet, our grandchildren. This story has to do with the respect for women. One day, because these two little kids were born, and as they grew up, they played together, they did things for the people together, and as they got older, they fell in love. Their hearts touched. They became friends, but their hearts were touched by each other on the gifts that they did for the people, because each one helped the elders. Each one went out hunting. He was a good hunter. One day, and as the woodland Indian does, we make a flute. And if a warrior plays a flute outside the lodge of a woman, it means he wants to marry her. And if he hears a yell when the flute is done, that means she accepts. If she does not answer by yelling, then he is playing to the wind. He finished playing and she yelled, so they knew they were going to be married by the blanket ceremony. And he wanted to prove to his father-in-law that he was a great hunter. So he asked two warriors to go with him. He said, "Brothers, come with me, for I want to find the biggest deer in the forest." So they went out with him. And they were following the tracks of the Waabishki, the deer. And as they followed, they finally came across the buck. He only had 2 horns on his antlers. The warrior said, "Take that one. He will feed many." "No," said the warrior. "I want to prove to my father-in-law that I am the best hunter." So with that, they began to hunt some more. They found more tracks. As they followed Waabishki, they came to another clearing, and there in the field was a pretty good-sized buck. 4 horns, 4 points. And 2 warriors said, "Take that one." "No," said the warrior. "I want the one that is the smartest deer in the forest. We need him bigger." So they continued hunting. And as they walked around, they finally found more tracks, and this one looked big. So they followed the tracks. And as they got around, they came to another clearing, and there he was. This was a 6-point buck. "Take that one." "No, he's not big enough." So they continued their hunt. Finally, they saw one in the forest that was pretty big. "Take that one," they said. "No," said the warrior. "He's only an 8-pointer. I want him bigger." "You're crazy," said the other 2. And they just said, "We're going back to the village. You're not going to find one much bigger." So they left him out there. And he was walking around in the forest looking for the biggest buck he could find. And he came to a lodge. "In the lodge," he said. "How can I help you?" came a voice. "I need to talk to you, please." So an old elder opened the door. The Indian told him, the warrior said, "I'm looking for the biggest buck in the forest. Can you help me?" "Oh, maybe I can. Come in, we will drink some tea. So they sat and they drank tea. Why do you want the biggest buck in the forest, he said. He said, because I want to show my father-in-law that I am the greatest hunter and that I will take good care of the Anishinaabe, the woman. Oh, tell me about her, he said. So the warrior began to tell him the story of the woman, how she grew up and helped the elders, watched over the children. She was also a warrior and could fight if the need came. And as that warrior talked, that old Indian man started to fall in love with that woman himself. So he went, he said, let me get you some more tea. He went and got some more tea, but he put something in it. And when the warrior got done drinking it, his head dropped on the ground. He drug him over into the corner and put him underneath some deer skins, knowing full well that one day the woman would come looking. Sure enough, that woman started looking. She saw them warriors come back into camp. She said, where is my betrothed? That crazy Indian's out hunting for a 12-point buck that don't exist. Oh. So she got worried about him because he didn't come back for a night. So she went looking for him. She followed the tracks, and then it started to rain, which covered up some of the tracks. And the trail was harder to follow. Finally, she came to a lodge. Hello, she yelled. Hunnigan, said the old Indian, which means come in her language. So she walked in. How can I help you, said the old Indian. She said, I'm looking for a warrior that was hunting to impress my father. Can you tell me where he is? The old elder said, well, I might be able to help you. But there is a condition. What is that? She said. The condition is, said the old one, that you must marry me, and I will give him back to you. The woman thought about it. And she said, I will agree, but I have my own condition. I will come back and marry you, because my word is good. I will come back when the leaves of a certain tree fall off in the winter. Okay, said the old man. And he moved that deer skin and he gave that woman, that man, she carried him back to the lodge. And they never saw, that old man never saw that woman again. Because when the snow falls in the winter, the leaves of that certain tree do not fall off. So my question to you is, what is that tree? End of story.